Hello YouTube, Eternally Based here. I just want to say that I really appreciate the positive feedback on my previous build. I guess I really knocked it out of the park. I just gotta say it feels really good being, I guess, the new best build creator for League Start builds. So I've been really motivated to make another build for this league. So no different from the last league, 3.25. I came back with a new cook up the new build. So this is a Flicker Strike cast on crit firewall raider. It's kind of a lot, but it's real simple under the hood, and I'll explain how. But yeah, S tier clear speed, S tier single target, very affordable, and it's really fun. You can blast maps, sanctums, day one Ubers. I was doing T17s on 15C worth of gear. It's really awesome. So let me explain the tech. So firewall without the cast on crit setup I made has really bad coverage. As you can see, the AoE is very low. You're not going to hit a lot of things, but with the cast on crit setup, you can off-screen stuff, so your survivability goes up, more coverage, more clear. It's just way more enjoyable, and it's a blast to play. It really reinvents what a league starter can be when you have somebody that knows how to make builds. So here goes the budget starting gear, 15C total cost. I really strive to make builds very cheap and accessible to the new player. So this build is all about being available. If you're new, you can get this gear. So the sword, you want to go for fire damage and cold damage. Even though flame wall is a fire skill, the cold damage helps us freeze. And for the ring, you want to get accuracies to stack. When you stack accuracy, we hit more and we crit more. It's kind of like a no-brainer. And the helmet, you can get any helmet. I have a helmet with the burning damage implicit because, you know, we're using firewall and it does fire damage. And for the next ring, you just want to, or Comb's Heart, of course, fire damage. You want to get the max fire damage roll. And we have 4% reduced cold damage taken implicit because we're also dealing cold damage with the sword. So that helps us do LE reflect maps. We're pretty much LE reflect immune because of that, and it helps. Now the ring, just a 2C ring, high res, cold and lightning. It's like 2C on League Start. And for the amulet, we're just pretty much going for life regen, for survivability. It helps us sustain our life. And the second weapon, you can get any Paradoxica. We really just want the attacks with this deal double damage. So our firewall can do double damage with our cast on crit. And the boots, this is like a 5C pair of boots from day one. Just some chaos res, move speed, and it has our cast on crit set up inside the boots. You know, 3-link, easy day one stuff. Like I said, 5C boots. You can probably find this in your stash and your chaos recipe tab on day one. Nothing special. And yeah, you don't even need move speed because we're using Flicker Strike, so we're just all over the place. And gets used Meginor, or not Meginor, it's the Magnate. This also has a chance to do double and triple damage. Now these two double damages on the belt stacks with the Paradoxica, so we can get quadruple damage if it all lines up together and we hit all the double damages. Now these the gloves is for our Flicker Strike. These gloves, I think I paid like 6C. They were cheap because you see it only has like 8% fire resistance, so they're not that good. Alright, so now I'm going to go over the in-game gear setups for this build. Like I said, I strive to keep things cheap, but this is a little bit more costly than League Start setup. But you can do this all within the budget of like 40C. It's not that bad. So Zol's Blood is going to be the choice amulet. Now you see there's a line on the amulet that says cover enemies in ass when you hit you. And that's good because it gives us fire penetration. Now the sword is a little different from our League Start sword. You see we have chaos damage and higher attack speed, and we have chaos pin and LE pin. We're double dipping with this build for chaos conversion. And the build, this is another fire build, so we're using fire mage blood. You see we have fire gloves, so we're using fire mage blood again. Like I said, we're fire stacking with this build. Fire builds are very strong because we can get fire pen with the build. Fire penetration, it just destroys enemies' resistances and it allows us to stack more fire damage. Very simple stuff. And for the end game chest piece, we're using Tabula Rasa. It gives us a 6-link. We really need the 6-link for more damage in end game, so it helps us stack our damage for more multipliers and gives us more cast on crit stacks with the Paradoxica and Flicker Strike. Now I have to go over something. For some reason, me showing the Mage Blood for League Start build has been very controversial. So you see this guy at the top, he says, you can craft for Mage Blood. Now you got a guy here lying. He said, I just spammed the crafting he shows in the video. Nada. I also notice he never mouses over to Fire Mage Blood. We have no idea what the thing really is. It's either trickery or we need a better explanation on how the craft works. And yeah, the guy under him literally explains that the craft still works. So I have a clip literally from 2 years ago that explains that this method still works. Like, I don't even have to make a new video on the method. The same method from 2 years ago can still get you a Mage Blood on League Start. I'll just play the clip because, like I said, it hasn't been patched. It's the same exact method. Just pay attention to the instructions. You'll get a Mage Blood on day one. It's very simple. I showed that I was using the Mage Blood for my starter build, and a lot of idiots were in my comments talking about you can't get a Mage Blood on day one, it's too expensive. So let me show you idiots how to do it. You get you get a heavy belt, because that's the Mage Blood base. You get you a heavy belt, and there's this thing in the game called Chance Orb, and if you know how to read, a Chance Orb randomly upgrades the rarity of an item, which means it can go to unique, which means you can get a Mage Blood, right? So you use the catalyst to get quality, because quality means it has a higher chance of going unique, right? And if you can read, you use your Chance Orb, and just like that, you get a Mage Blood, right? So there you have it, it still works. Even other content creators have used this method and confirmed that it's worked. So yeah, if you can't get a Mage Blood, you're not following the instructions. But other than that, I just want to say thanks for the support, and I'm going to continue making the best League starters for you guys.